if you can't get him and guarantee you can get him, you're probably going to want to ban him out, which means if you're blue team and you don't ban him...
Uther is ridiculous for the sense that he has four kind of as required heals. And you're like, what four are you talking about? I'm talking about Holy Light, his Q. I'm talking about Holy Radiance, his E, I believe. I'm talking about Divine Shield, which is effectively a heal, because it's just stopping all damage happening. And then I'm talking about Shield, or even Protective Shield coming out at level 4 as well. That's even a small targeted heal. He has so much of this. And on top of that, he even has a stun, which is just crazy if you think about that's his skill set. He has 4 heals and a stun.
That is ridiculous. He has talents which allow him to shrink, talents that allow him to cleanse. He's crazy with how much diversity he brings. He has as much
utility as old Brightwing did, and she got nerfed. Now, Uther wasn't touched really in the last patch, so I hope that means that Brightwing buffs are coming.
So we see a Sonya banned out to go with the Uther ban that we predicted.
Interesting, Sonya ban.
Yeah. Sonya seeing a lot of play at the moment after the little tweaks. She only really had quality of life buffs in the last patch. She didn't get any major buffs herself. But yeah, been seeing a lot more play with her.
Yeah, I think it potentially tips Razor's Edge strategy. Now, they've gone with a Muradin tank first against the Tyrande first pick from Fire and the Host, leaving Johanna, who is still one of the best tanks in the game, if not the best. Which means Razor Edge potentially looking for a triple warrior lineup and not going to go with that big Johanna tank. And taking Sonya out means that they have less of a counter to a triple warrior lineup, as Sonya does bring a lot of anti-warrior damage into a game. We may even see the second ban out. If we see a second ban Reyna come out, Razor's Edge is almost definitely going for at least a double tank composition.
Yeah, try and take the Giant's Edge out. Giant's Edge. The Giant's being out of the equation. The increased hero damage can be a major pain there. The Tyrande pickup from Fire in the Host is something I think we're going to see a lot tonight. Tyrande is a fantastic off support, so they're likely to be looking at a double support comp here, unless they are running Tyrande as a backup range damage. But most
I think Tyrande, obviously she does decent damage, but she doesn't do the most damage in the game. It's more than a warrior. Obviously, much less than if you run her in that support role and bring out the Shadow Stalk, she will tend to do less damage. But this doesn't include the amount of damage she provides a team by amplifying with her Hunter's Mark, giving the extra 25%, and that alone puts her on par with effectively every single assassin in the game as far as raw damage stats. She just provides so much from the word go. And like you say, run her as a second support with this Karazim as we see picked up. Fantastic support combo. You run the Shadow Stalk, Karazim can keep himself alive a lot more easily, and everybody else stays alive a lot more easily. It's a really good hard engage. I would actually say it's a better hard engage than Tyrael's Judgment even. If you know where an enemy is, you Shadow Stalk, and then suddenly you are 5 invisible people surrounding 2, if not 3 of their team, you win that team fight straight out.
Yeah.
So that's such a good hard engage, as well as it being a good disengage ability and a decent heal.
I mean, Tyrande Karazim is something that I've actually personally been running as well. It allows Karazim a lot more flexibility on what heroic ability he wants to take, and 90% of the time allows him to take that 7-sided strike with no worry of lacking a big heal there, because Shadow Stalk, as we said, is a very, very good healing heroic. I mean, one of the most fantastic things that people completely forget about it is its map wide.
Yeah.
It's absolutely huge. No other hero in the game brings you a map wide heal, and Tyrande does. So
yeah, which, as you say, is phenomenally great. I mean, when Artanis comes out, he almost has a map wide kind of pseudo heal with his global blind. Wait, no, is his blind global? Yes, it is, I believe. And that is that's going to be the next best thing to a global heal. But there, like you say, there is only the one global heal, and that's what we see here.
So Razor's Edge taking out the Vala there instead of the Reyna. So potentially maybe looking at picking up that Reyna and only running 2 warriors. But we'll see what they're looking to put forward there.
Now, I have to say, I can't see that, so I'm obviously having some connection issues.
And Fire and the Host have taken away the Illidan there. So,
oh yeah, I've got both of them.
Illidan taken from that. Interesting, as not something we would be expecting Razor's Edge to pick up at this point. Not something they couldn't pick up. I mean, they could quite easily change this into an Abathur Illidan comp, perhaps, or a second warrior support comp with Illidan in there, but most likely not actually a threat. The Illidan.
Yeah, I really like...
Some Fire and the Host don't like playing.
I was going to say, I really like the support choice from Fire and the Host there, of Tyrande Karazhan. And as you say, Karazhan, for that 7-sided strike, it means he doesn't need to take Divine Palm, which we probably won't end up seeing, because Razor's Edge, they ban out a Sonya, and they first pick a Muradin. That, to me, like I said earlier, suggests at least a double warrior composition. We see the Anubarak pickups, and now we know it's a double warrior composition, but Fire and the Host already preparing for that. They pick up the Karazhan with 7-sided strike, which is one of the best warrior killing abilities in the game. Now, if Fire and the Host pick up, I mean, I think they can happily pick up Johanna, Reyna, and just be sitting pretty comfortable with their position. The squishiest person on the team, as far as gonna die, then is the Jaina, because Tyrande, whenever she's in trouble, she knows it. She can shadow stalk herself away, and Jaina, I mean, she has self slow, so. Okay.
A triple support comp here from Fire in the Host. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be, unless that is a DPS Karazhan. He's going to go for those
Razor's
Iron
Edge
Fists.
are left with a solo support, either Tastar, Lily, or Brightwing.
And a Diablo pickup as well, so instead of going for that uber tanky Johanna, they've gone for the Diablo. Yeah, Rhaegar is still an option here as support for Razor's Edge. We do expect a support pickup here from Razor's Edge.
Okay,
they're running a supportless comp.
I would like to interrupt. There has something gone wrong, and Hero's Draft has gone completely buggy, and the conclusion of the draft will be finished in chat. So Malfurion, not the pick, nor is Diablo, I believe.
Oh, okay, because I was a bit confused by the Arthur's pickup at the end. I mean, 3 warriors with double DPS does not sound like the correct composition here. So I will we'll dart over to the chat and have a look at what's going on.
It's I think they're doing it within whispers between themselves. So we
okay,
shall
that's
see that.
fine. So.
So, yeah.
I guess we're going to be a little in the dark for a while and see what they can get there.
Yes, definitely. And I have the lobby set up ready for them, assuming it is still Curse Hollow. We'll get that. Now, both teams are going to obviously be have the picks completely agreed, and we're just going to leave it to their discretion since we want to get these games going as quick as possible. There's no point setting up a new draft, as it will just take a while, and they're not going to be done too long, I don't think. So a little bit of technical issues, but not on our end this time, which...
Yay!
I'm just phenomenally surprised at. It's not my fault.
Do you often break things? Is this what you're telling me?
Well, whenever we have technical issues, it's not because you've done something wrong. I stream it, I host it, I set up the team names, the coordination, the graphics that happen. I do all of that. So if anything goes wrong, it's normally my fault. This isn't me this time.
Okay, I'll let you off then. Okay, well, let's see what we're going to get for the first picks here. All the supports are not a comp, and all of the warriors are not a comp.
Yes. I mean, I would have enjoyed seeing both of those, but we will see what happens.
I have a feeling of those that are currently shown. I don't know if you've still got them shown on the screen, but I have a little bit of the feeling that Fire and the Host would win if these were the true comps. I mean, you can at least turn the Karazhan into a DPS Karazhan, take the Iron Fists trait, do the additional damage every third hit, and then you're going to be able to shred those warriors as long as he can stay alive. And with a Tyrande and a Malfurion backing up, he can stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, Anubarak, Arthas, and Muradin all have a lot of self-heals. But I think I'd have to agree with you there. Okay, so I'm going to... Oh, apparently Scar is not in the lobby. Now, Scar has informed us that that one of the drafts is Tyrande, Jaina, Karazhan, Vala, and Stitches, which is Fire in the Host draft. And There and Scar's draft, which is I've forgotten their team name now. Razor's Edge. They have Muradin, Kale, Nazebo, Johanna, and Rhaegar.
Okay, so interesting there that Rhaegar's still being picked up. Arguably one of the weaker supports in the mix, as yes, he brings a fantastic chain heal, and yes, his ancestral healing there is effectively a divine palm without the death trigger. But he doesn't really bring much else. He doesn't bring any wave clear. He brings a slow in his totem, which can be interrupted quite easily. He doesn't really bring any damage or anything like anybody else does. The blind that Lily brings, the amazing sustain that Malfurion brings, and the mana Malfurion brings. So interesting that Rhaegar was the pickup there.
Yeah, definitely. I say interesting, and I wonder how this is going to work out now. I'm going to actually just cancel the draft on the screen so nobody gets confused about this. And obviously it's hard to visualise the drafts right now, but who do you prefer? I think I'm still leaning towards firing the hosts with the Tyrande and Karazhan combination. I think it's a devastating combination, and we're going to see it. We're going to see Tyrande, at least with another full-on solo support, used a lot to great effect.
So apologies, let me just go through Razor's Edge draft in my head again. They have Muradin and Kael'thas. They have Rhaegar. Who were their other two pickups?
Muradin, Kael, Nazebo, Johanna, and Rhaegar.
Nazebo and Johanna. So they have gone for a double warrior there. But Johanna, if Karazhan does take that seven-sided strike, which we believe he most likely will, going to be able to shred down the Johanna or the Muradin. So I think I agree. I think firing the host will potentially have this based on their draft comp.
Okay, perfect. So
we're just getting the team sorted out in the lobby at the moment, just getting them turned around, make sure they are on the right teams.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to bring us into the lobby scene now, so we can get an appreciation to the mayhem that's going on. I'm just going to move the names a bit so they seem a bit more central. Yay!
I think you've got everyone right.
Okay, that's good. That's a good start.
I think your blue team is going to be firing the host, and the red team is going to be Razor's Edge.
So again, I've got that right. Oh, everything's good. So let's get into this, and we'll be able to visualise the teams a bit more now, seeing the team on the right and the team on the left. Find the host, going to be the team we're not seeing. Razor's Edge, the team we are. Or at least the team I'm seeing. I see the Uther Muradin team.
I see the other team, so I've got the...
okay, yeah, you're in the host 1 slot, and should have swapped us round. It's my fault.
I can see the Valor 1, the Valor Master skin, the Jaina Master skin, the Blood Elf Tyrande, and the... I don't know what that Stitcher skin's called. The one with the chainsaw and the axe rope.
Psycho Stitches, maybe?
Possibly.
Okay, so just waiting for the Kael'thas to be ready. Apparently Bursted Lol is be playing Rexar. He will not. He'll be playing Rhaegar. Good job.
Very close on the name there, guys. Very close, but not quite the same hero.
It's going to be hopefully a close first game. As the drafts go, like I said, I think I still prefer firing the hosts, but it's going to be it's tight. I think both drafts could be equally as dominating to the other in this first game. So, yes, just to remind everybody, this is eSports Wall Heroes of the Storm tournament. This is, I believe, the 14th in total. This is the 9th or 10th that we've done together, Nick. Because there was 3 or 4 before you came on board. And yeah, we're on number, I think, 9 together now, maybe 10. And yeah, this is round 1 of the single elimination bracket. We're going to start the game now and get into this. Good luck, have fun all. Cursed Hollow.
Cursed Hollow. So, Cursed Hollow, nice large map, lots of space for you to be able to move around and to fight in. Objective of the map, there's going to be some little tributes that are going to spawn. There are 6 points on the map that they can spawn, 3 in the top, 3 in the bottom, and they look like little tiny winged beings of some kind. They're pretty cool anyway. Are they like winged raven heads? Is that what they look like? Yeah, let's go with winged raven heads.
Winged raven head. They're like beaked purple glowy things.
Yeah, so collect the tributes. Now you need to channel them for a short time without being interrupted, which your opponents are probably going to try and interrupt you. And once you've got 3 of them, your enemy gets cursed. Curses are bad. Curses make your guns stop firing and your minions all drop to 1 health. So it's a nice, easy map objective-wise. So, yeah.
Let's get into it. I'm going to introduce Fire and the Host, the blue team on the left. We're going to have the team captain, Red Ground, on that very pretty unicorn playing the Blood Elf skin Tyrande. We're going to have Stitches played by Maximus. Muglio is going to be playing the Jaina. We're going to have Misko on that Karazim. Meanwhile, Vala is up in the top lane currently, played by Urini.
Okay, and over on the other side on Razor's Edge, we have Celine. I don't know if they are the team captain, but also on a pretty pony, playing the Johanna. We have Nazebo, who is apparently antisocial. We have Bursted Lol playing Rhaegar. We have Yellow Flash playing Muradin. And we have Scar on the Kael'thas.
And Scar is the team captain.
Scar is the team captain, okay.
As far as I'm aware, this is just, going off who's set as team captain in the Battlefy.
There we go. Okay, so no real level 1 fights there. Quite a lot of the time you do see people go to the mid lane and have a little scrap while the minions arrive. We're not going to have that this time. We're not going to have the 3 top 3 bottom we've been seeing in the last couple of weeks either. Oh, a nice hook there from Stitches, catches the Johanna, nice down, and the Johanna's going to fall. Nice catch out there by Fire in the Host.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was actually going to miss that had you not spotted it out. I was busy watching Karazim solo the bottom lane versus 3. So my hosting will get up on the work. Camera work will be working in working order in a minute. Don't worry, guys. I'll get it.
Going to need some exceptional camera work to follow this Stitches because a fight could break out at any point.
Oh god, I've not had to cast Stitches for a long time. This is going to suck for me. Now, Stitch is a hero who did receive some changes, and one of them we actually see in the level 1 talent choice from Maximus here, which is Hungry for More. It's a style of regen master where the more health globes you collect, the kind of more buffs you get, but it's not health per second, it is just flat out 30 health for every single stack. So you can get quite happily like 30-40 stacks of this by the 10-15 minute mark if you're playing it very strongly, and that can mean a decent chunk of health, and it's actually helped address a lot of Stitch's tankiness that was taken away in his big nerf of 2015.
Yeah, so Stitch is definitely becoming a good later game tank, and early game that hook allows him to be a fantastic anti-mage before anyone has any bolts to get away from him.
With the Stitches changes, I actually still don't think he's a top tier tank, but that's only because, and I think it's completely justified, the fact that he has Hook. And as you say, Hook is such a strong ability. It is one of the strongest abilities in any MOBA at all. I mean, just look at Pudge in Dota 2. It's such a strong ability, provided you can land it. And Stitches even has an easier time here since it hooks less targets than Pudges. So having that super strong ability just to be able to take somebody completely out. We actually see that here in Antisocial Nazebo going to get hit immediately by the Tyrande stun. A very old combo, classic combo coming out from Fire in the Host here. Stitches plus Tyrande.
A fantastic little time to do that damage because with this tribute coming up, taking the Nazebo low means he's not really going to be able to interact in this fight.
Yeah, definitely. So Fire in the Host going to be trying to take this out, but with the Stitches taking a lot of damage, the Karazim trying to channel, he's not going to be able to actually heal up the Stitches, although gets interrupted. And it's a fantastic hook onto the Kael'thas. Kael'thas falls immediately, getting erased, and I think that should be a tribute from Fire in the Host, but they're all a bit low, so they're just backing off, and the Zebo Spider's doing a really good job of zoning.
Yeah, I mean there is a bruiser camp pushing on mid at the moment for Razor's Edge against Razor's Edge, sorry, and the Vala and Muradin opting to stay top at the moment, but Muradin has come down since I've said that.
Yeah, Nazebo actually almost died to the stitches there. One slam from him could actually spell his death, but he's going to back off. Meanwhile, Maximus getting caught out, taking a bit of damage, but the Cows is able to come in and save him. Antisocial not actually backing in the end, comes out and almost gets picked off by the Jaina. A slightly quicker Frostbolt would have finished him. He does survive, however. Misko on that Cows going to get picked up by the Muradin, and that Stormbolt coming through as he was on very low health from the living bomb. But Red Ground going to start channeling tribute. I still think Fire and the Host have the advantage. Celine actually dropping really good, going to get picked up by a fantastic Tyrande. Lunar Flare there. That was a great play so far. And Jaina actually bringing Antisocial and Rhaegar, Nazebo and the Rhaegar very, very low by herself, as well as falling low. And yes, another great hook on the Kael'thas, and he's going to end up falling once more.
Maximus has been on point with his hooks, hooking that Kael'thas in and out of the fight, and also trying to get hold of Yellow Flash. He did land a couple of hooks, but Yellow Flash able to dwarf toss himself out every time he got grabbed. But still no tribute. Like, both teams now having put a lot of effort into getting this tribute, and it's been up for a good minute and a half.
Oh, more than that. Easily, about 3 minutes. I mean, when they started this fight, both teams were level 3. They're now both level 7. and they've only been soaking one lane worth of experience. I mean, even now the Jaina and the Muradin are just leaving off and going to soak the lanes and leaving this down to a 4v4.
And Muradin is now moving back up to that top lane, going to stop that push in there. So most likely,
fantastic hook there by Stitches. In fact, onto the Nazebo, and he's going to get caught in his own zombie wall, not cancelling enough quick enough, and that'll be his death.
So we're going to get that tribute finally picked up there by Misosh. I don't know how to say the name. The Karazim. We'll call him Karazim for now.
Meanwhile, Moogie Lol is on the Jaina, picking up the Kael'thas, chasing him down, picking him up. And so yeah, it was that's 6 for 1 kills in favour of Fire and the Host. So doing well, and now just splitting up and going back to soaking lanes with a half level experience. As a result of those 5 kills, that 5 kill difference.
Just having a look at how much bonus health Stitches has right now, 210, so not looking too shabby. That gives him a grand total of 3.3k health there, so starting to get a bit bigger.
210 doesn't sound like a huge amount in the grand scheme of things at this point in the game. You've got to think, there's not much of his health, but let's compare his health to a Jaina. That's well over 10% of her health that he's got there. That's like 15% of a Jaina's health. And we actually get another hook onto Yellow Flash. And Tyrande, Red Ground coming from the back to head him off. The stun's not going to connect as he does become unstoppable. The damage is still done though. And this top lane is going to get pushed out. Yellow Flash on the Muradin has been doing a great job of every single time Stormbolt's up. Because he's gone with all the Stormbolt talents. He's thrown the hammer at the towers, killing them very, very quickly and taking away all the ammo. As you can see, the top one in top lane is already gone. Second tribute now spawning towards the bottom though.
Yeah, everybody is moving down for that. This time they will have their heroics ready to fight there. But Red Ground looking to pick it up very quickly, and doesn't look like it's just going to get contested here. So Tyrande able to pick that up, and Fire and the Host now on their second tribute. It does look like it's going to be a bit quiet for a while, unless Maximus throwing a hook then. No, that's fine. So, going to have a quick look at the heroics here. Shadowstalk and Seven-Sided Strike, as we expected, from that Karazim and
I love to see this sort of like dual support kind of variants coming out. The combo that can be reached with this is just phenomenal. I love to see it.
But Vala opting for the Rain of Vengeance and Jaina opting for the Ring of Frost. So both of them looking there for some stuns for their team. Now, while they are fighting over the tribute, it's going to push them into a small area and allow them to use those to high effect. So interesting to see them picked up, but definitely a good situation to have done it.
Yeah, now the Tyrande Owl is actually, or Phoenix I should say, with the skins, actually going to scout out the fact that Razor's Edge are attempting to do their boss. And this is going to get contested. We're going to have Shadowstalk coming in to initiate the fight. You see this hard engage I was talking about earlier. Yellow Flash just going to get caught out here. Good ancestral healing, but the boss is going to get lost immediately as the Rhaegar gets rooted by the boss as its final death wish. And that means he's going to die. Meanwhile, as soon as the boss is captured, he ends up putting another root in the exact same location. Muradin gets caught out and killed via that. Wow, that was an amazing pickup for Fire and the Host.
that Owl's just doing work, allowing them to pick up that boss and pick up a couple of kills to go along with it. There's going to be the third tribute spawn, which Stitches is going to pick up uncontested, and mean they can just put pressure on the top and the mid lanes. Now, while that boss is also going to push with them on the top. So they're going to get a lot of work done during this curse.
Yeah, with the Jaina as well, just slowing the Kael'thas, he wasn't able to escape the Jaina Vala combo, and that was that. He just died to the trying to defend against this boss, which was quite silly positioning. I think from him, they have to kind of agree that the fort is lost at that point, since they're against a boss and they're going to be against a curse.
Johanna and Muradin going in and going to pick up this Tyrande if she's not too careful, but a good Luna Flare and the heal there did keep her alive, so she's going to get out alive, but she's turning back to throw a couple of owls in, while Stitches is going to pick up the Muradin. Johanna.
Yeah,
Vala did go down.
Ring of Frost actually whiffed there. It was good placement. It caused Razor's Edge to have to back up a little bit to stay in the centre of it, and that resulted in the Rhaegar kill, despite him already using Ancestral Heal on himself to top himself back up. But yeah, that was overall a pretty even fight.
Yeah, pretty even fight though. Fire in the Host are now up 11 kills to 2,
and they actually took all 3 forts during that curse as well.
That bot lane, just a big bunch of minions able to push in while their heroes did work on top, and it's going to let them pick this boss up relatively easily. I mean, Muradin's going to come in, but I can't see him going to be able to fight off the 4 guys that are there.
Yeah, I mean, Stitches has Putrid Bile, so if anybody jumps in to try and stop it, he's just going to bile up and when in 5 seconds when it's off cooldown and cover that area and be able to stay in it longer than anybody else. So a little bit of a poke engagement happening, but nothing drastic as this boss is marching towards the wall of the keep down in bottom. It should get picked up before it does much if not any damage to that bottom.
Perfect. Stitch is going to put a bit of pressure on mid. The rest of his team, though, looking to pick up the siege camp up in top, and probably going to rotate over to the Bruiser camp on Razor's Edge's side, which he'll be up in just a few seconds.
Yeah, now I'm going to quickly point out the Stitch talent, since he is kind of a new hero to be gaining a bit of prevalence because of his changes. And as we said, level 1, hungry for more. Level 4, he's gone for amplified healing, make him kind of almost more effectively tankier. Bit of a fight happening here, so I'm going to stop. Let you take over this one.
Okay, so we're going to see good Ancestral Healing there to keep the doing up 7-sided strike. Going to take the Johanna straight back down, so she's going to get taken out. A Ring of Frost, just going to sit there in case the Muradin comes back in, which she doesn't opt to. Just going to pick up a couple of towers here. They are running about middle ground health, so I'm not sure whether it's going to be something Fire and the Host are going to stay, but good Phoenix down there, able to probably scare Fire and the Host off a little bit and keep this turret. So Razor's Edge losing Johanna, but able to keep their gate intact.
Yeah, and something I will note is during that fight, if you saw all of Fire and the Host health drop down to about half immediately, that was because the Kael'thas just came in and went trait, chain bomb, living bomb on the same target, spread that chain bomb immediately, and it did so much damage. But actually there's a bit of a contestation going for the Siege Giants up here.
Yeah,
and Muradin for a Karazim, and neither capturing the Siege Giants
there by the Stitches. No one really able to pick this up. Constant fight going on. The Rhaegar's going to fall, the Johanna's going to fall low.
Yeah, Putrid Bile coming down,
that's her up, which is going to mean that Fire and the Host can get those siege. Nazebo, you're in a very odd place there. Good Luna Flare there, and that Nazebo is history.
Yeah, Jaina barely able to survive there. Took a tower shot, had to try and duke it out. Kael'thas gonna back off fully instead of potentially going on the Jaina.
And these sieges are just going to take out that bottom tower with anyone there to stop them. Kael'thas backing and going up to the top lane instead of coming to deal with them. So it's the Muradin who's going to come down and deal with them. But some bruisers going to be coming in shortly, and have a quick look around the map at the respawn times. We have a little bit of downtime after this, I think.
The boss in the top right is up in 5 seconds, in fact. So we might actually see a contested fight for that. I don't even think Fire and the Host even want to attempt the tribute if it comes down to a choice between tribute or boss. They're already one up. There's not a single tribute been taken for Razor's Edge, and this boss is going to be the point of contention. Now we'll get Pierce coming out from the Tyrande at level 4. Couple that with Ranger, so she's a support kind of hybrid with Lunar Flare. Yeah. That was so good.
Fantastic hook there from the Stitches. That fish hook giving it an extra 40% of range, but a nice stasis from the Nazebo means that he's not going to go down straight away. And we're going to get a full-on fight here. We're going to see a Gargantuan down. We're going to see some Phoenix. Neither team really committing, just a bit of a back-and-forth skirmish. And a hook there for Johanna, and straight into the middle of that team. Going to pick her up. Chaos is going to overstep his bounds and take a 7-sided strike. Ring of Frost in the middle, going to mean he can't leave. But he does manage to escape away on that little bit of health. Getting chased down though, and the Vala going to pick that up. Rhaegar now caught, and Rhaegar also going to fall. So a very nice pickup there by Fire in the Host.
Nothing but phenomenal hooks coming out from Maximus right now. He's just landing so many. He landed one on the Johanna, that was her death. Landed another on the Rhaegar there. It would have been his death had he not died immediately as it connected anyway. He's been landing hooks all game, just doing everything he needs to. I'm actually going to interrupt Yellow Flash on the Muradin, and he's not going to be able to capture this as a result.
I'm running away immediately, knowing that Owl's in, knowing that Fire in the Host know he's there. He's going to back away before he gets collapsed on.
Yeah,
yeah.
He just has to back away immediately. With just 1v1 versus the Karazim, 7-sided strike is up, he can't kill Karazim.
Yeah,
and in fact, rather, he's very likely to die to Karazim. Another nice fantastic hook, on the Johanna, and she barely gets killed.
That ancestral healing.
Really good Shadow Stalk coming out from the Tyrande here, actually keeping the Vala alive. She went invisible briefly and then is going to get healed up. That big heal at the end there, I don't know if you saw that. Combine that with the little Light of a Loon, Tyrande's actual heal, and she gets topped up almost a full from about a third health.
Yes, they are going to be able to pick up this top keep, and bottom keep looks as though it's open for a way to push in as is middle keep. So they could just rotate down, but instead they're going to put some pressure onto the core. Phoenix coming down to try and zone them out, and a nice gravity lapse on Vala should see Vala fall, but a Rain of Vengeance comes out and they're going to take down the Kael'thas for that. Karazim taking a bit of damage from the Zebo, but just healing himself up through his own trait. And Johanna now coming into the mix, so I'm going to say this core is on about 30% health, and the guys are trying to push this down, but it looks like Razor's Edge might be able to keep them out of this. Jaina now looking to back out, she does bolt out. The Karazim going to get stunned, get onto low health, and he's going to dash over to the Jaina there, so the two of them going to run away on this. So that
phenomenal Ring of Frost there just to stall this out. Good jukes by the Karazim.
But looks like Rhaegar might catch up.
Johanna coming in, she's probably going to blind and just missed another good juke. The dashing strike coming across. He's going to dash to the Jaina again, most likely, as it is off cooldown. Oh, no, not. And in the end, he does end up falling.
A little burst from his breath of heaven there, but not actually able to sort anything out. So Jaina getting out alive. The rest of Fire in the Host are down for a little bit of time. 20 more seconds before any of them are up. What can Razor's Edge do with this? Well, there's a boss down in the bottom left-hand corner, and that looks as though where they're heading.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only thing they can do with this, because Karazim, obviously, he's the healer, he's the primary support. He is up in finally after like 30 seconds. But if they commit to a push, they know that Fire in the Host can just go and take this way more easily. They can just go and take the core. Jaina actually getting a bit overzealous there, trying to go on the Kael'thas, not going to kill him, and going to get picked up immediately for it. So, bit of a misstep there. Potentially throwing a lifeline to Razor's Edge.
So Razor's Edge are going to pick this boss up, and rightly so. Fire in the Host decide not to contest that. Instead, they're probably going to just fight the boss off when it does come knocking on their doors.
I feel like now with 4 members of Fire in the Host, they can go just top lane and sneak around and just go straight for the core and finish it off. 20% isn't much. And with the top lane naturally pushing in, they could time that out and just push in when it finally reaches the core and end this game quite.
And Fala and Tyrande are going to pick up that those sieges, which should all go walk into the top lane. So that top lane is going to start sneak pushing. If they do opt to defend instead of pushing it, if we look back in about a couple of minutes, we'll probably see that is going to be on the core and should be a good fight for them. Really good stun there. They're just going to be trying to poke away at this boss and try not to commit to a fight, but Saline wants to fight and goes in with a good condemn. 7-sided strike coming down there. Yellow Flash going to fall to about mid-health as is Celine. Nice Rain of Vengeance. They're going to stun those 2 tanks. So Fire in the Host can just keep on putting some damage down. Celine's trait coming out. She's going to be unstoppable for a short period of time while that shield keeps her alive before she does fall. Rhaegar down to tiny bits of health trying to escape on this, and he does get a heal off. Jaina chasing probably too far. Muradin is going to see that and stop us. She's going to back towards her team. So overall, just a 1 kill pickup there as the Johanna did fall. And
I think that disengage was very good by Razor's Edge there. I mean, they picked up the keep with the boss, and then they only lost their Johanna, who will be alive by the time any sort of push happens up in top lane. Meanwhile, the mid lane's getting pushed in, the bottom lane is still getting pushed in. It wasn't cleared out completely, and they're able to respond to that top lane push.
They are. So the Muradin and the Rhaegar trying to do there, though. Fire and the Host using this to push mid, so they're going to look at pushing that wave up a bit. No, they're going to go take the Bruiser camp, so they've got something to push with as their minions are way back on their side of the field there.
Yeah, so level 20 for both teams now. I'm just going to quickly highlight level 20s for Razor's Edge. We're going to get the permanent Gargantuan, as we'd expect, and rewind for Muradin, so lots and lots of stuns, Dwarf Tossers and Thunderclaps coming out. Boss for on the side of Razor's Edge is actually...
And a nice bait there. So Hook didn't quite land on one of the mages. They're pulling Johanna right in your team, probably not what you want. Stitch is going to go in and go for that. They do activate the boss, so Yellow Flash and Celine going to be tanking those boss hits a little bit, which is going to work in favour of Fire and the Host. Nice owls flying across, and we do see the first pickup there as Muradin does fall. Rhaegar goes too deep and is able to pick up the Jaina there and the Karazim. So actually maybe not too deep. It's forcing Fire and the Host to back away.
He ended up actually getting hooked by the Stitches back into it, but wasn't picked up quickly enough, and so he's just been able to stay alive and keep him and his team alive, forcing that fight to be a bit better for Razor's Edge. But Rhaegar hit that time going too deep. A Vala and a Turan doing so much damage to an individual healer already.
Somewhere in that mess, the curse was picked up there.
Yeah, in fact, by the Turan, she was channeling it.
And so the Razor's Edge are currently cursed. Their mid lane was being pushed in by the final mage of the Bruiser camp.
And I don't know if you missed that, but Nazeebo got caught out. He had to activate Ice Block to survive. Ended up dying in the end anyway, but on the back of that, Johanna trying to cover him and got hooked. And
the hook and the owl both missing.
Indestructible is already popped. Oh, and that that blessed hammer coming round, knocking Maximus off from his mount.
I'm not sure if they're just chasing a bit too far here. It's like you've got the curse, they've got 20% and shields left on their core. Maybe you want to push somewhere. Maybe you want to pick up some objectives. Pick that boss up. But instead, they're just chasing that Johanna around, and Johanna being able to just buy time for her team as a result of that.
But she's dead. That is the main initiator for Razor's Edge. And without her, they don't have Blessed Shield, they don't have Condemn, which means this boss can't really be contested that effectively. Unless they group up a huge amount, and we get some amazing chain bomb damage coming from the Kael'thas, this boss is almost guaranteed to go to Fire in the Host.
But a Phoenix, a Gravity Lapse, and those chain bombs on the Karazim mean Karazim is going to fall, meaning their main support is now down. That boss, though, was picked up by Fire and the Host. Big cross going on there. The Avatar means he's not really going to be bothered by it. Does look like it's probably going to be a disengage from both teams, but Fire and the Host not wanting to let Razor's Edge get away.
Maximus will land this hook immediately, yeah.
Oh, and before the Ancestral Healing can come on, Rhaegar falls. Johanna is going to be up in just a second, so she's going to be able to come and help her team defend this core. But with the boss pushing in, and Kael'thas now down, it's not looking good for Fire in the Host.
Yeah, I mean, the boss might even get this 20% by itself. Celine, with the Burning Rage, able to take out the Tyrande, and she's going to die. But, again, the Muradin's going to die, Celine on that, Johanna's going to die, and it's just Nazeebo's Antisocial versus the boss. And I don't think he'll be able to kill it alone without the team of Fire and the Host coming in. And Vala's going to die to a tower, but that is GG, and well played to Fire and the Host. So close, but pretty strong game from them, and fantastic use of Stitches. And you can see now why, before and even after he was a powerhouse tank, he was still a bit feared on this map. And the amount of places, especially in boss areas, where you can hook people into or hook people away from them, entrap them is absurd, and that really came through there, and I'm happy that we got a really good showcase of the power of Hook on that map.
Stitch is ending with a bonus over 1,000 health there as well, which is just amazing of how tanky he does get. So yeah, fantastic to see Stitches on this map, and well played to Fire in the Host there.